it's 100% worth it. And I encourage you to allow yourself to suck at things and push yourself in ways that you didn't think were even possible.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Welcome to Health in the Real World. We are here with John Carrico. John, how you doing today?
Good, man. Beautiful day in Seattle. I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm impressed. You've been at the fitness game for a while, probably a couple years longer than I have. You started when you were young. Give us a quick background about yourself, what you do, and kind of how you got into everything.
Yeah, totally. I don't know how much time you have. This could go a long, monologue,
Right.
but I mean, my origins start with, I wanted a free membership at a gym. Like, I was 19, I was in community college, I was broke. I went to the 24-hour fitness and got the pricing and then immediately asked for an application. So that's how I got started. Front desk kid, immediately fell in love with the idea of being a trainer, flexibility, and helping people and really kind of making a really tangible difference. From there, corporate environment, went to a smaller local gym, bounced around gyms in the Seattle area, started my own outdoor boot camp, which was really fun, of course, in the summer, but in Seattle, it rains a lot. So that, we did that during the summers, and then the winter hit, and, doing burpees in the freezing rain is probably not the most popular activity. So focused on personal training, grew as a personal trainer, got involved in a project which was a wellness clinic. So it was called Excellence Health and Fitness. It was a 9,000 square foot facility. We were really a trainer house. We had 25 independent personal trainers. We had a section for a chiropractic office. We had a full group exercise schedule. We had a healthy cafe. That project lasted 4 years until Amazon decided to buy the building and level it. Gave us about 6 months to take off, so that was rough.
Wow.
And then I honestly laid on the couch for a year and a half. Like, I was pretty much, not a year and a half, maybe 8 months. I exaggerate. I laid on the couch. I ate a bunch of ice cream. I got out of shape. I lost my motivation. I got super depressed. I swore off fitness. I'd never do another fitness project again. I'm never going to count another push-up again. I'm done. I'm going to manage a Walmart or something. But, once you set your rudder, once your life has been heading in a certain direction, it has a way of maintaining that momentum. So while I'm sitting on the couch, I get a ping on LinkedIn, somebody saying they need a general manager for a gym in First Hill, and I put down the ice cream and answer the phone, and immediately after that conversation, I decided to throw my jogging shorts, which barely fit, back on and take a few laps around the block.
Wow. So when was this? How long ago was this when the ice cream incidents happened?
Yeah, totally. This was 2013 to like 2014. The project I had before, we got kicked out of the building. And there's a whole lot of details with that project, and, relationships strained with me and my business partner, and, struggles to what we should do as far as, like, I don't know, start another gym, or I threw my hands up. I was just like,
Right.
I can't work this hard and this kind of a rug being pulled out from under me. That is, the risk of being an entrepreneur. Like,
Yeah.
outside forces can 100% destroy your project, and it's all about grit in the end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at that time, I was fresh out of grit. So
Yeah, man. You and I talked a little bit before this episode, and about, you've been in the industry for a while and I've been in it for a while. It's kind of the only thing that I've really done as a as a career, as an adult. And, remember 2008 when, the housing crash and all this and the economy
Yeah.
crashed, and it was crazy. I think I had a little gym at that time, and, just like a personal training gym, probably big enough for like 3 trainers and their clients.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I lost like 15 clients in a week,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was nuts. So when you're talking about you got the rug pulled out from under you and you're like, I don't even know what to do. I was there. I was changing diapers at a daycare for a year and a half. I had one client for a year and a half, and I was just like, I don't know what, every single day I thought about quitting. I
Mm-hmm.
was sending in job applications to the Home Depot and considering a career change, and just little by little it started to come back, which is pretty amazing. And now you are the owner or co-owner of a gym in Seattle, right?
Yeah. My wife and I own it. Yeah.
Awesome. What is
So.
what is that like? What's the gym like? What's it like running it with your wife?
Sure. That's a huge topic too. It's called NW. It's called NW Fitness, and it's a 24-hour facility. Right now, we're hovering around 400 members.
Oh,
We
nice.
started before COVID at like 620, and we were just like crushing it. Like it was, I had managed the gym beforehand, so I was actually the manager of that gym about 3 years before we bought it. The previous owner decided to retire. He become wealthy with physical therapy offices all over the state, and this was his kind of side fitness project. And he said, I'm either going to put it on the market or you can scrape together your pennies and buy it from me. So my wife and I buckled down and fixed our credit. My credit was horrible because I had, previous to that, I had given up and decided that paying my bills was optional. You get presented with this opportunity to, climb the ranks, as it were, in the industry, I guess, and own a gym. And you really gotta, if you weren't expecting it, then you really gotta make up for lost time. So to get back to your question, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. Owning a gym in Seattle is, well, right now it's actually pretty good. During the pandemic was really challenging. Seattle got hit super, super hard and early.
Yeah.
We went through several iterations of lockdowns. I mean, like literally every 3 months, it would be a different set of rules, spacing requirements. Okay, now we have to do 300 square feet per person. Okay, now we have to do 500. Okay, now it's a maximum capacity thing. Now you're shut down. No, now it's shut down. Now you're shut down and you have to be shut down. Okay, you can open back up again, but 25% capacity. Like each little episode was pretty hysterical. Like it was, okay, what's next? So obviously that was challenging. We've all been talking about it forever. But owning it now, we rode the wave. We struggled through it. We bobbed and weaved quite a bit. Like during the second closure, we actually became a wellness center. So hired a physician. My wife happens to be a nurse, so we had a medical team on staff, and we actually issued prescriptions so people could access the gym. So anxiety, depression, eating disorder, rehab, like all of these people came to us with all of these reasons and just a like desperate plea to stay open. And we found a strategy, and that's how that worked. But owning a gym in Seattle, it's a beautiful city. I mean, I'm right next to the Puget Sound. We got Rainier Mountain dead ahead. You can see that. It's gorgeous. I mean, everywhere you look, there's trees. It's a great city.
That's awesome. So somebody who comes to your gym, maybe it's their first time working out, or maybe it's the first time in a while working out. What do you tell that person? What's kind of like your MO as far as like, all right, first we need to do this, then we need to do this, and what do you take them through?
Yeah. So on a basic tour, brand new person, meet them right at the door. Has been a while since they worked out. First of all, congratulating them for walking through the door. Like mini celebrations the whole time. Like that is definitely one of our major focuses. Celebrate what you can, and give yourself credit. So welcome to the gym. Congratulations for making the step. It's scary, it's challenging, it's intimidating. Everybody seems to be more fit than you. You know, if you haven't worked out in a while, you know, you're feeling self-conscious, all that stuff. So introducing them to staff members, introducing them to other members on the tour, asking what their specific interests are, and then showing those specific either machines or modalities to them. Like, oh, okay, you like doing kettlebell stuff. It's been a while. Totally understand. Let's go to the kettlebell section, show you everything that, you know, different grips and different weights and all that stuff. So, and then after they feel comfortable in the space, talking to them about membership, you know, choosing the right one for them. And then immediately from that point, we hook them up with a professional. So every person who comes in gets 2 complimentary sessions. We call it a wellness consultation. And it's a soft on-ramp. You know, first session's a conversation, just getting to know the person, where they've been, where they are, where they want to go, what's been in their way. And then second session is, excuse my ring, I'm sorry, scam likely. You
have scam likely in your phone as well. That's my best customer.
Every day. Like a high interest rate loan? No, thank you.
Right.
But getting them involved in the community, I think, is the biggest step to take someone who is intimidated from the front door into the gym. You know, inviting them specifically to this, you know, yoga class, like introducing them to the yoga instructor, getting to know them by name as they come in and out. So that's our strategy, and it seems to be working. We've gotten a lot of accolades, and I think people really do feel like it's their, you know, home.
I think that's a great idea. You know, it's not enough to just have great training. It has to be an environment that somebody wants to go back to again and again, because everybody knows that it's, you know, you can't just do 10 bicep curls and then be fit, right? You got to do them today, tomorrow, the next day. And it's really a process. And I think it's great. You're bringing them in the fold and helping them to enjoy the process, find fulfillment in it, realize that they have you in their corner, and that way, you know, it's like, it's a team effort, it's community, right? I think that's great. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. One thing I made a decision early on is to make myself extremely available. And yes, that definitely takes away from my personal life. I got a phone call last night. I'm out with my buddies enjoying a beer. I get a call at 9:00 at night from a member who's trying to get into the door with their friend. And of course I step away from my thing and spend specific time with that person, do a good 20 minutes, just kind of walking them through the next steps of what they want to accomplish. My personal cell phone number is on the front door. You know, my email is attached to every single newsletter. So it's not one of those like no reply newsletters, right? It's like, if you want to talk to the owner, please reply to this email. Like, we're here for you. Like, there are no barriers. You don't have to talk to my secretary and make an appointment, you know, kind of a thing. So I think that's a really big deal.
It's interesting, the timing of all this, because last night we watched the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks. I think it's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Have you seen that one?
I have. I loved it.
Yeah, me too. And it seemed, what you're describing sounds kind of a lot like him, where there was a reporter interviewing him, and he said, "Hey, I'd like to get on your schedule and I'd like to interview you." And Mr. Rogers said, "Well, that's great. You know, I'm happy to talk schedules, but you have me now. Like, what do you want to talk about right now?" And the guy's like, "What? This is Mr. Rogers. He's like an international celebrity, and he wants to talk to me now." So I think that's great. There's a humility that people will respond to, and I'm not surprised that you guys are getting more members from that strategy. I mean, it absolutely works. What do you tell people? So you walk through the beginning. What do you tell somebody down the line when they fall off the wagon? Somebody is getting results and then they're like, or what's your pep talk to either that person, or we can even bring it back to you. What was your pep talk to yourself when you were going through the ice cream phase and you knew you were ready to transition back into the health and wellness area? What's that look like, that pep talk?
This is kind of a cliche, but it's your why. Like my why stems from my grandfather, like from my heritage, and what got me back into it was a debt that I owe to my grandfather, who served in World War II, who raised twin boys in the Depression. My debt to my father, who worked on call at a hospital, missed holidays, missed family gatherings, worked overtime so that I could go to the night. We worked overtime so we could move from one neighborhood to another so I could go to a nicer high school, because I was the shy kid and he was afraid that I was going to get picked on. So he took extra shifts and he bought a house outside of his means and made sure that my life, so I could go on, but my deep why is a debt to the people who made my life possible. What I tell another person, it's like I can coach them through that. Why did you get started, and what are your major motivations? And as a professional, we can try and pull that out of people, but it's buried pretty deep, right? So
yeah.
The whys are usually underneath the, oh, I want to look good in a dress. Oh, I want to, attract the opposite sex. Oh, I want to be able to ride my bike from, home to work, etc. And then underneath all of that, like the pain or the whatever truly sparked getting up out of bed in the first place, that has to be mined out by the individual. Mm-hmm. So all I've been able to do is remind people that we're here for them, remind them of all the opportunities, give them free services. Like, okay, it's been a while since you've been in the gym. I know you would work really well with this trainer. You guys would probably be friends outside the gym, even your schedules match. Let's get you a free session. Let's get you 2 free sessions. Let's support you with as many services as I can give you. The psychological piece of that, unfortunately, is a little bit out of my grasp and training. But when it comes to being there as a facility and a service provider, we definitely do everything we can, bend over backwards, give free stuff, as best as we can to that individual.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That sounds good. So John, we're going to sort of start to wrap up a little bit, but I want to go bigger picture. You are hired by a corporate event or maybe a university to give a motivational speech. So we're going to go real big picture here about life values, goals, whatever direction you want to go. What's your 1 to 2 minute motivational speech?
That was a great question, Chris, and I have not thought about that very much at all. So I'll give it the old community college try. So there are 2 choices in life. You can either live it, or you can watch it pass by you. And that is unfortunately the only 2 paths you can take. You can either wake up and take the challenge, wake up and allow yourself to suck, try new things, have hard conversations, or you can wake up, lie in bed, eat the food that your brain tells you is going to be tasty, and just let life pass you by. I've experienced both of those, and I will tell you that the challenging, I guess I would say the life of adventure and the life of challenge is 1,000 times more worth it. You will see exponential joy and exponential pain, but the range is truly the only way to die happy. Like the only way that you're going to feel accomplished and satisfied and feel like, yes, I did this, I lived this life, and I showed up for the people who showed up for me. And I saw what I wanted to see, and I lived the way I wanted to live. Allowing the bravery and the grit and all of those things that come along with trying hard things, it's 100% worth it. And I encourage you to allow yourself to suck at things and push yourself in ways that you didn't think were even possible.
That's awesome. I love that. Allow yourself to suck in things. When I first started as a trainer, 2004, I sucked, and I acknowledged it. I'm like, I suck at this, but I want to be good at it. And that was a long time ago. And now, the 10,000 hours have kicked in, as you know. And well, that's awesome. That was a great speech. Thank you for that. John, how do people get in touch with you, with your gym, social media, websites, all that stuff?
Sure. Yeah. NW Fitness First Hill is our Instagram and Facebook. nwfitnessgym.com is our website. My personal email is John, JOHN, at nwfitnessgym.com. If you want to text me, my cell phone number is 206-251-2818. I am available as long as my 1.5-year-old daughter isn't screaming in my face.
Which is probably pretty often. 1.5-year-olds are intense, huh?
Yeah. She's amazing, and she's an eternal source of joy, but absolutely demanding.
100%. My youngest just turned 2, and that age is just, it's interesting. Let's just say that. They are the only one alive whose needs need to be met, and you need to take care of me 24/7. Well, congratulations on how everything's going for you, your gym, your family. That's awesome. John, thank you so much for joining me today on Health in the Real World. Really hope to maybe get you back in the future and continue to see your progress.
Definitely, Chris. Thank you so much. And yep, I'm available when you need me.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.